It is a great honor for the Mexican Pavilion at Expo 2025.
We cannot hear you.
Good morning, appreciated audience. It is a great honor for the Pavilion of Mexico at Expo 2020 Dubai to host Women Interweaving Lives, an event aimed to raise awareness about female empowerment and the advancement of women in all fields of society. As the first Latin American country adopting a feminist foreign policy, Mexico is highlighting that everybody should have the same opportunities, regardless their circumstances, including gender. To tell you more about Mexico, remarkable woman, and our participation at First World Expo in the Middle East, I would like to call somebody whose leadership and tireless effort has been crucial to materialize this project. Our Commissioner General, Bernardo Navarro.
How are you, everyone? Good morning. Buenos días a todos. I'm very happy to be with you this morning, and I really appreciate your time and your programs during this expo to joining this morning. Welcome to the Women Interweaving Lives. Thank you for joining us on this special, very special event. We are honored to have with us a group of outstanding women whose valuable contributions in politics, economics, arts, or science have changed the world, and now they can share those stories with all of us. Hosting this event is certainly one of the most important milestones of our participation of Mexico at this stunning World Expo. It totally matches our narrative and how proud we are at the main feature of our pavilion is handmade facade made for 200 women from Ezatlan in the state of Jalisco, Mexico. Those ribbons that wrap our pavilion and recognize the crucial role of women while at the same time represent the friendship of Mexico with this country. I warmly invite you to join us these days and participate for such a meaningful occasion as the International Women's Day. We are confident that it will make a positive contribution to connect not only our minds but also our actions to create a brighter future. Remember, we must work together. And to begin with, I would like to invite somebody that has worked very hard and their vision has made a great example of female power, leading innovation. She's a Mexican and she's working with science, with cultural and science diplomacy, and of course, very impressive project called Guayaquil Biotechnology. And I need to share that this woman made a great work during pandemics. Welcome, Luisa Javier, CEO of Guayaquil, to this beautiful and amazing morning. Thank you very much and welcome to this Mexican morning.
Hello. Yeah, here we are. Salam alaikum. Around 30% of companies failed to innovate during pandemic because they were too busy trying to survive. However, history shows that those that innovated during the crisis outperformed their peers in the years afterwards. A study made by McKinsey in 2008 for the 2008 crisis showed that companies that innovated during crisis outperformed their peers by 10% and the other ones 30% in the years afterwards. So the question now lies on how to use crisis to innovate and thrive. Salam alaikum. My name is Luisa Javier. I'm doctor in environmental science and engineering, founder and CEO of Guayaquil, a biotech company that serves the aviation, the hospitality, and the retail sector to provide effective solutions for a sustainable hygiene. And in the next couple of minutes, I will explain you 4 key elements to spark innovation and use it to outperform the crisis. First one, learn from the process that took you to where you are. A bit about my story. I'm originally from Mexico, and I was doing my undergraduate studies in industrial engineering when suddenly I received a call. If I wanted to do a master's degree in Saudi Arabia. Honestly, it sounded just too good to be true. I have to recognize that I thought it was a scam. But after analyzing the opportunity, I realized I wanted to continue my graduate studies in the Middle East. So let's go back a bit. It was 2009. And I arrived to be founding class of the first mixed-gender university in the kingdom, King Abdullah University of Science and Technology. Oof. Over there, imagine that 100 nationalities gathered together of innovators, scientists, and students to innovate and do innovation in science. So, sorry, I love it. I love this university. I'm still in it. And I decided that my heart has always been divided between science and business. So after finishing my master's degree, I decided it was time to go back to my home country because I really wanted to be an entrepreneur. And my first venture was a company named Sinaco. We started with the idea on how to wash cars without using water. So we created waterless solutions for cleaning cars that later on converted into homes and industries. As a first-time entrepreneur, honestly, I have to recognize that I was fully feared. But what this entrepreneurial journey has taught me is that to connect with my professional mission, which is integrating science, entrepreneurship, and personal development in projects for the environment. After running some years the company, I decided it was time to innovate again. And that's when, in 2017, I came back to do my PhD studies in water science, and it was amazing. Too good to be true, right? If anything was going smooth. But just when I was arriving, a personal and health crisis came to my life. After coming back from a coma and several weeks at the hospital, I felt as if I had a second chance to live. I stood up and held from the idea that motivation and innovation brings back to me. That is when I met Sandra Galicia in an innovation course. And our first innovation came from the idea on a personal experience that we were traveling for a conference and the airline lost our luggage. We didn't have clean clothes to wear the same exact day, and it was an event more or less like this. So we realized that laundry while traveling is still a challenge. With that information, we took it to the lab to bioengineer a laundry spray that removes stains and smells from clothes. So everything is smooth. We were so happy to launch our product in 2020. We won awards, we won different funds, and COVID came. This takes us to our second key element, which is be open to pivot on time. Recently, Chaos University did a Museum of Failure exhibition where my story was showcased. Sometimes we talk about failure in such a bad perspective that we don't realize how much it can take back to us. For me, at least, I have used failure as a spark for innovation. And innovation is in my DNA and therefore my priority. I have used the ups and downs to continue generating impact and continue innovating. But let's go back to the story. Pandemic 2020, we were developing a product for the travel sector and travels were collapsing everywhere. We knew that this product, the laundry spray, had really strong antibacterial properties, but it was such a premium formulation to be used as a disinfectant. So we went back to the lab and engineered the fastest and safest disinfectant on the market thanks to the biotechnology that we use, which is specifically designed designed to kill COVID SARS in 30 seconds. And a lot of people don't know that most of the disinfectant works in minutes. And we use non-toxic components. This value proposition has resonated a lot with the aviation sector. And currently, airlines from different parts of the world, like Mexico, Saudi Arabia, and the Caribbean, are using our products to clean and disinfect. We have 2 production facilities in Mexico and Colombia, and also distribution companies in USA and Colombia. Everything was going so smooth, so we decided to stand up with the formulation, and we need to use crisis to take away those opportunities and say, how can I use them on my favor? However, sometimes we have to listen to someone really special before pivoting. And the third element is let your clients be your compass. A bit about me that we were doing. I remember with Sandra, when we were trying to solve the problem of laundry while traveling, that we decided to interview around 100 nationalities from different travelers and 100 people. We asked them different questions in their laundry rooms because we wanted to understand their laundry patterns. We realized that we've been washing clothes the same way for over 100 years with the same amount of water. And honestly, before it made sense. Jobs were maybe more manual and therefore clothes were dirtier. But now we have so many technology that we can use in our favor. And now the story is different. For example, when we wash a pair of jeans, it takes around 2.7 liters of water, not to say the amount for all the laundry in terms of water, energy, something really important, time. So when we ask these clients or these potential customers, how would you define a clean cloth? And maybe you can ask this question in your mind. They wouldn't say it has to go into the washing and drying machine. What they would say is that it doesn't have visible stains or bad smells. Again, we took that information to engineer in the lab, modify some natural components, and create the laundry spray to remove stains and smells from clothes instantaneously. Now in the COVID, 2020, this was the part where we were creating, being entrepreneurs, the pandemic pushed us to pivot faster. Again, we took this information and met with our potential customers in the aviation, hospitality, and retail sector and asked them how the cleaning patterns changed during COVID. We realized that for the aviation sector, it was important to achieve the fastest guaranteed disinfection, but that also disinfectants that protect the materials interior. We took this information to design the disinfectant that we have in the market. So, pivoting in the right time and even with the right audience, at least for me, is not enough. We have a 4 key element, which is measure the possible impact of your innovation. One time I was with a group of investors, and an investor came to me and asked me the following question. How many lives is your project impacting? Oof. I believe that to properly close the loop of innovation, any innovator should ask this question. At least for us in Guayaquil, we are impacted in 3 different areas. In the economical aspects, by providing jobs in 4 different countries. In the environmental, we are tracking the amount of liters being saved thanks to the use of our products and also the square meter disinfected with non-hazardous components. And in a world that seems to be pushed towards division, in the social aspects, we are bringing together the best of our cultures by bringing unity from Mexico and Saudi Arabia. Also, we are providing jobs for females. We are happy to say that 70% of our team is composed by females. With this, we are increasing the workforce participation of females in the countries we are serving. So, if companies fail to innovate during crisis, they will fall behind from the market. However, companies that decide to take it over and innovate in the moments of crisis will set the driving trend for the market. Crises are like adrenaline for innovation. Just remember, companies' beliefs change overnight from, oh yeah, the way we always do things, to how now we do things today. So innovation is needed all the time, but during moments of crisis is critical. That will make to convert a company between one that is always doing the same thing or as a Me Too company, or the one that are leaders. I believe that these four key elements learn from the process that took you to where you are. Be open to pivot. Let your clients be your compass. And measure your impact will allow you to use failures as an sparking for innovation. So, yeah, they would say here. Let's embrace crisis as an innovation opportunity to use innovation to drive environmental, social, and economical change in the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Luisa Javier. I really appreciate that innovation is one of the Mexican wonders and talents every day in Mexico. Our woman is growing up every day. We are growing also with our cultural diplomacy. Our women in Mexico, we have in this stage most of the women that are changing Mexico and the world. Now is the turn of Lorena